What it do, everybody? Welcome back to the final drive. We got a new franchise. We're going with the Washington Commanders. Now, I know I still have a Miami Dolphins franchise, and I even started Arizona Cardinals. Now, the only thing is, I definitely love to continue those franchises, but I basically go off of you guys' likes. If it's not that many likes on the video, I take it that you guys are not enjoying the content, and possibly you want to see a different type of content. You want to see a different team. So if you are feeling the content, you are feeling the teams, you do want to continue the Miami Dolphins franchise, make sure you hit the likes on those videos. That lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content and I continue those franchise. Until then, I'm going to keep trying to give you the content that you guys need. I'm a small creator, so I'm just trying to build something up. But I did think coming back and doing the Washington Commanders franchise would be pretty cool because it's one of those franchises that just can't get right. And, finally, last year they overachieved. They brought in Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn brought that team to 12 wins, and it was one game short of the Super Bowl after losing to the Eagles, and expectations was high. So now going into year two for Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels, this season has been a disaster. Now, it hasn't been all Dan Quinn's fault. There has been some injuries, starting off with, Terry McLaurin holding out at the training camp at the beginning of the year or the season to get his contract done. He finally got it done, but never got to really build chemistry with that team. He's been injured. Debo's been a little bit banged up. Jaden Daniels been banged up, and that defense is depleted. And that defense, as you can tell, 32nd in opposing pass yards, 29th in rush, 29th in opponents' points per game, is one of the worst defenses in the league. And this team is going nowhere pretty fast at 3-7. Josh Harris, Magic Johnson, and that group has really talked about when they took on this team last year that they are looking for success. Yes, they're looking for a project, but I think last year with what happened, it really set the expectations high, and Josh Harris wanted results. And I think it was time to move on to Dan Quinn. I think he should have got more time, but here in this franchise, he didn't. The Dan Quinn just kind of lost that team in that locker room. And Josh Harris felt like bringing in a guy that he felt like understands the culture of the team and what the Commanders need and what it means for, at the time, that Redskins fan base. And he brought in Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan was already with the team. He was a linebackers coach, and they pretty much promoted him up. Some things is kind of heard of because you don't ever see a coach move up that fast. You want them to have experience, but I think what's going on here is that kind of like what you see with Gerard Mayo with the Patriots, sort of what you saw with Antonio Pierce. Yes, those guys didn't make it long, but he's in right now, intern at week 11 to take over the team, and he's now pretty much interviewing for this head job. Ryan Kerrigan is an all-pro, very, very good player that used to be with the Commanders, one of the best edge rushers that the Commanders seen. And he came back and he's really been working with that team, helping develop players, and he is now the head coach of the Washington Commanders. Someone that know what the Redskins fan base needs, know what that whole culture is about. Why not bring in a guy and someone that can kind of help revamp that entire team, but that defense to be exactly what they need to be. So welcome to the team, Ryan Kerrigan. Another thing that we're going to end up doing with this team is rebuild the stadium. We all know that Josh Harris is currently working on the stadium and bringing it back to its roots. We can't change the location, but we can definitely change the stadium. So we're definitely going to upgrade the stadium at the same time. Now, the cool thing is that the Commanders have selected HKS as its lead architect to build a new stadium. And if you know about them, they're very good at building state-of-the-art facilities. They're one of the ones that built the SoFi Stadium, and all knows Jerry Jones' $1 billion playpen, and the AT&T Stadium. And Washington, the Commanders, are bringing that culture back to the RFK site, which is going to be really good as well. So pretty much what we're going to look at, the thing closest to that $1 billion playpen, I would say something like a hybrid stadium where it can open and close possibly. This futuristic type stadium, which I really like. It seats over 70,000 fans, have 2,500 suites. And then we have this one that sits 67,000 fans. But I think we're going to go with the futuristic stadium. I think Josh Harris is not playing when it comes to his money. Now, the next order of business is Ryan Kerrigan is now in the building, and we have to kind of look at this roster and look at this team and just kind of be realistic of what we have and what's going on and what it's going to look like going into the future. And we have to kind of go through everyone and just be honest about the roster. Jaden Daniels, that's the future. That's our guy. No matter what people are saying, I don't care about the media saying he's possible injury prone. Jaden Daniels is the guy, and we're gonna ride Jaden Daniels till the wheels fall off. So that's the future. Running back position, I'm surprised that the Commanders didn't make any moves on trade deadline. I thought Breece Hall was gonna be kind of a guy that everyone went after, but that was a no. But they do have Bill Krosky Merritt, one person that they're very high on, but I do think they can improve in this position. I know in the draft they have Jeremiah Love. Jeremiah Love is another generational talent, similar to what Ashton Genty was coming out of Boise State last year. So Jeremiah Love is definitely going to be high on the radar to possibly bring in. But if not, we're going to keep an eye on free agency and see what happens with Breece Hall. I think he's on an expiring contract if the Jets don't sign him back. We can possibly also look at the Dolphins. They do have a slew of running backs over there. And maybe also even the Jaguars if we want to bring in somebody. But we're going to finish out the season with this running back room and just evaluate the talent and kind of see what we're going to go from there. But Eckler probably won't be back with his torn Achilles, 30 years old. It's going to be hard to come back from that. I do like Chris Rodriguez Jr. I think his contract is expiring, so we have to think about that. But right now, our only mindset is we're just going to have Bill on the roster, so we're going to have to improve at this position for sure. When it comes to wide receiver, of course, we got Terry McLaurin, but he did get that 3-year contract, but he's 29. Debo, his contract is up. He's 29 as well. I don't see us signing him back. So we're going to have to get better at the wide receiver position. Noah Brown, he's been injured the entire season. He may come back towards the end, but that's another person whose contract is up, and we have to make a decision. But it's another guy that's going to be 30 years old with Debo Samuels, with Terry McLaurin, and we need younger guys on the roster like the Jalen Lane. I like Jalen Lane, but I think he hasn't stepped into his potential of what we drafted him for and what he can do. So we got to really evaluate and see where he can be. Do we put him in the slot? How do we utilize Jalen Lane going into the second year of his season next year? And we got Luke McCaffrey, who has made some big plays this year. He had no choice but to step up, but broken collarbone, he's gone for the year, so we have to kind of move without him. Chris Moore is 32. He won't be on the roster. Robbie Chosen is 32. He won't be on the roster. And we have to take a look at Treylon Burks. They brought him in, signed him to the practice squad, and he is now signed to the roster. So he's definitely going to get that playing time. So we have to see and evaluate if it's someone we will sign back next year as well. But we do have to get better in the wide receiver room. When it comes to tight ends, we know Zach Ertz, veteran guy, very good, one of Jaden Daniels' favorite targets, but he's 34. He's going to be 35. If he doesn't retire, we probably won't sign him back, and this puts the pressure on Ben Sinnott. We expected him to really take off last year. He didn't, but I think in Cliff Kingsbury's offense, you have to block, and Ben is not a good blocker, and so it's hard for him to get on the field. But I think he can excel at as a pass catcher on big plays. He'll be going into his third year as well, so we're definitely going to keep him around and see this season if we can do something with him. But I tell you now, one tight end that I really like that I have my eye on is Isaiah Likely from the Baltimore Ravens. And I like him just because they have Mark Andrews. He has showed that he is a starting tight end in the NFL. He stepped up big time when Mark Andrews was out. And I think he would go great with someone like Jaden Daniels. So he's gonna be a high priority target on our list when it comes to free agency. Tackle, of course, we have Laramie Tunsil, 31. This guy's just been amazing protecting Jaden on the left side. Nothing more to say about him. Now, we do need to get better here. We got Chris Paul. We got Brandon Coleman. Brandon Coleman's in his second year. We have high expectations for him. It just haven't panned out just of yet. We still got to develop him, but we still have to do better in this position. Chris Paul, his contract is going to be up as well, so we have to see what's in free agency if we're going to bring him back or if we're going to find someone in free agency to make this position, this left guard position, even better. We love Tyler. Tyler does a great job. He only can do so much on that line, but he has been a solid piece, Pro Bowl type player that we got from the Cowboys. Great job stepping in. Sam Cosmi is back. He was out last year. He tore his right knee. So he just came back from injury a couple of weeks ago and reinserting himself back on that line. It's good to have him back, one of the our better offensive linemen that we have on our team. And then right tackle, we have to figure it out. We have a lot of expectation for Josh Connerly Jr. And I'm saying that because we passed up on Josh Simmons, who went at the Cardinals for Connerly Jr. So we have to really make this work because we're going to be looking and figure out why we didn't draft this guy. I'm sorry, I said the Cardinals. He went to the Chiefs. My bad. He went to the Chiefs. So Josh Simmons, there he is. He's a 79 as a rookie. What much better player that was right now that's ready for that starting tackle spot. And our guy has been struggling. Maybe he do, if something happened with Tunsil and Tunsil possibly retire, maybe we put him on the left side. But we have to continue developing him because we do not want to look back and feel like we took the wrong guy. Maybe he's just a late bloomer. Andrew Wiley, he's going to be a free agent. Fant is probably going to be a free agent. They're in their 30s as well. So we're going to have to get better at tackle as well. Probably our most depleted position, even though you see all these guys here, we just did not generate pressure on the quarterback this season, even with Von Miller. Von Miller is 36. What more can you expect from this guy? Our best pass rusher, Endurance Armstrong, is gone for the year, so that really hurt. So we brought in Preston Smith. Preston Smith is 32. We only can expect so much for him. Wise Jr., he's out for the year. He went down as well. Drake Jackson we brought in, he is down. And then Javonte, he is also injured. So we are depleted at edge, but edge is probably the number one priority we have for this team to bring somebody in because we could not generate pressure this season. And that allowed our defense to suffer because teams were able to run and pass all over this defense all year. We also have Jacob Martin. His contract is up as well. So we're going to have big decisions to make at this right guard. I'm sorry, at this these edge positions. There are two guys that I'm looking at when it comes to the edge position, especially in the draft, which is Ruben Bain Jr. from Miami, 6'3", 273. And then the second one is TJ Parker, who is 264 pounds, and he is 6'3". So those are the guys I'm going for. I see Kelcher Falk there as well, but I know if based off of where we can fall in the draft position, those are the two guys that I really think that we can bring in that can make a big difference for our defense. DT, Deron Payne, is having a pretty good season. He's kind of been an anchor. Newton kind of took a step back. I don't know if it's scheme. I'm not sure what it is, but he's one of the young guys that really was able to step in. And I think one of the reasons why we got rid of Jonathan Allen, because we trust and believe what Newton can bring to the team as a younger player. And I just love Javon Kinlaw. This guy's a monster, 6'5", 330, pure solid, can definitely clog up the middle and stop the run. So those are the three guys that I want to keep for sure on this team. Everybody else is expendable, and if we can possibly find somebody else in the draft. Linebacker, I would say on paper, we have one of the better linebacker guys in the group. Bobby Wagner, 92, pure vet, 35 years old. Only difference is, yes, he's leading the league in the top 3 in tackles, but he cannot cover a tight end across the middle or anything, and that's why this team is not good in passing. We definitely have to find linebackers that can cover and not just stop the run. Same thing with Frankie Lavu. Frankie is one of those linebackers, really good, but for me, I think he's much better with his hand in the dirt, rushing the passer, blitzing, than he is in coverage. So we're definitely going to have to get some linebackers in there, upgrade this position with some guys who can come in and cover. Bobby Wagner might not even be with this team next year. He could retire, but we're going to have to go younger at this position and find someone who can stop the run and who can also cover. We're looking more of type of guys that fit the mold of Roquan Smith, Patrick McQueen, Fred Warner. Those are the type of linebackers we're going to be looking at this season. Cornerback, same thing. Marshawn Lattimore, I'm not sure what happened with him. It makes sense why the Saints probably wanted to let him go, but he has not been very good at all with this team. Unfortunately, he did tear his knee and he's gone for the year, but we're going to have to make a decision on him when he comes back, because he just struggled this entire season, getting beat, pass interference, temper, causing penalties, just not doing what a veteran cornerback we would need for this team to do. The bright spots are Mike Sandstrill. Mike Sandstrill has took a step back, seemed like, and struggled this season, but it could be scheme. It could be the defensive coordinator that we have in place, but we have to get him to play to his strengths. And I love the rookie Trey Amos. Trey Amos have stepped in and really had a solid rookie season before he got injured as well. He hurt his foot. But he is a bright spot, but we're going to have to upgrade this cornerback room, maybe bring in another veteran with Sandstrill and Amos and Lattimore, but we have to bring in somebody else to anchor this cornerback group down. Quan Martin, I like Quan Martin. I think if we put him in the right positions, he can continue to thrive. Young guy. He's going to be going into his 3rd year. This year, he also seemed that the entire defense has struggled this year. Let's just be honest, if you have been watching the Commanders. So I think based off of the scheme that we can possibly put in place, Quan can get back to that space of where we need him to be for a safety. And strong safeties, we just need a strong safety, period. Jeremy Reeves, great special teams guy, great role player, captain of the team. Starting safety, strong safety, no, not for me. Will Harris, brought in by Dan Quinn and the crew. We really didn't get to see what he could do with the team because he's been injured most of the season. And Percy Butler has moved around from free and strong safety, but really haven't found his spot. And Tyler Owens as a 2nd-year player. He gets in now on a lot of nickel plays and trying things out. Trying to see where he fits. He do get beat quite often, but he's a young player trying to figure things out. So that's pretty much the evaluation of the team to let you know exactly what we're looking for and what we're working with, and how can we continue to capitalize on the success that we had last year, and hopefully look at this season of just bad personnel and injuries is why the Commanders are currently 3-7. So We're going to continue the season here. We go to Madrid and we play the Dolphins, who is also 3-7. So what we're going to do is start simulating through the rest of this season so we can get to the off season and get this team to where we know they can be, so we can go ahead and get Commanders back into that contender spot. All right, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and advance this game before we go into the bye week. All right, and we lost 20-10. I mean, that's kind of what I expected. I don't really expect the Commanders to win any more games, maybe 1 or 2. If they was gonna win one, it should have at least been with the Dolphins. Anybody else I possibly could see them win is maybe the Giants, because the Giants is depleted too. But we could be well on our way close to a top 3 pick, y'all. So just to evaluate what happened with that game, Mariota threw 2 interceptions. Tua didn't throw any interceptions. Bill had 11 carries, 43 yards. Receiving, Treylon Burks had 5 catches, 66 yards. Deebo Samuel was the go-to guy, of course. Lane got him 4 receptions. So that was good to see. On the defensive side, Preston Smith and Von Miller was the leading tacklers. They got 2 tackles for a loss. Von Miller got him a sack. No interceptions. And we got a couple of deflections from our guys. And then we got a new injury. And look at the injuries here. This is what I was talking about here. Marshawn Lattimore gone all the way throughout next season. Same way with Dorrance Armstrong. Broken leg by Trey. Pulled groin by Noah Brown. Will Harris is still out. This is crazy. I can't make this up. Now Jonathan Jones is gone. He has tore his MCL. He's out 3 to 7 weeks. This team is completely depleted. So that's why I say when it comes to injuries, it's one of the main reasons why we are not doing good at all when it comes to this franchise. So now we're going to go ahead and simulate past the bye week. And then we should start being able to see how the playoff picture is shaping up, at least for the teams that's making the playoffs. Yep, Colts right now is the #1 team on the AFC. They have been killing it. They went and got Sauce Gardner to add to that defense. That's big. Pittsburgh is hanging in there. Patriots is having a surprise season with Drake May and crew and doing a good job. So this is kind of what you expect from the AFC. And then with the NFC, this is what you expect almost every year. The only difference was last year, you would take San Francisco out and you would insert the Commanders. Everybody else is how it was looking when it came to the playoffs. So now we need to scout and choose a couple of focus players, and we kind of already know what we talked about. I don't have to scout Jeremiah Love. I already know he's a beast. Just in case Jeremiah Love doesn't work out and he gets drafted, we need to possibly look at another running back. Let's take a look at Bryson Washington from Baylor. I want to put a scout on him just to see how he's doing. And we need a receiver for sure to bring in here. So for receiver wise, I'm interested in Stewart, but Elijah as well is there from Indiana, who is a 3 or 4. And the reason why I'm looking at 3 to 4th round picks, because we have a 1st round pick, we don't have a 2nd, we have a 3rd round pick, then we have a 5th, 2, 6, and I think a 7th round pick. And then next, we already know we're looking at Parker. We already know that we're looking at Bain. But I want to look at some cornerbacks, because I do believe that we need to bring in some type of cornerback. It's going to probably have to be somebody that someone is not looking at. We're going to have to scout. So let's come down here. We got Dalen Everett from Georgia, which is interesting. And we got Takario Davis. Let's put it here. These are the guys we're going to scout. and see what if we can bring any of those guys in, or hopefully that our scouts go out there and find some hidden talent. So this week we got the Broncos that we about to pretty much simulate through, which like I said, I don't expect to win this game. After this game, we probably gonna go ahead and bring Jaden Daniels and McLaurin back so they can finish out the season. And we lost 38-19, which is expected. Let's go and take a look and see how that game went. Bo Nix, 4 touchdowns, lit us up. Mariota, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions once again. RJ Harvey got his run on. Krosky Merritt got him a touchdown. Ingram was what I tell you about these tight ends and my linebackers. I told you we can't hold them. Cortland Sutton also had a great game. Burks had 3 catches. Lane had 3 catches. Debo got him a touchdown, but that's just about it. Defensive side, Preston Smith once again was leading tackler. 2 tackles for a loss. Jeremy Reeves was out there getting him some tackles. Von Miller got him some. We didn't really sack. We just got Payne and Sancho combined on 1. Quan Martin got him an interception. Bobby Wagner got 2 pass deflections, which I am shocked about. All right, so we're going to simulate to the next week, and it's going to take us to the Giants, week 14. All right, so now when we take a look at the playoff picture, see if anything changed. Kansas City is hanging on by a thread. Pittsburgh 4, Chargers 5. Things are shifting up there, and Panthers have now not snuck up in there. They did knock Seattle out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring Jaden Daniels and McLaurin back. They should be healthy at this point. I see McLaurin is in there. That's good. Jaden Daniels is in there, and we just depleted at cornerback. Honestly, we are depleted. So let's see what we can do against those Giants. Like I said, Giants is 3-10 themselves. I think Giants are tanking for a good player as well. So let's see what happens. Yeah, we won. Now, part of that is probably because Jaden Daniels is back, but I do believe that the Giants are sitting up here trying to tank. I don't care if it's CPU or not, they tanking. Oh, I just noticed we beat the Vikings too. I missed that. I don't know how I missed that. We beat the Vikings. Mariota threw 3 touchdowns on that defense. That's tough. And we got 2 interceptions off of JJ McCarthy. I don't know what I was looking at. Justin Jefferson got him 6 catches, 70 yards. McLaurin got him 1. Debo got him a touchdown. Defensive side, of course, Owens had a big game with 10 tackles. Bobby Wagner, of course, is going to do his thing. Von Miller, 3 tackles for a loss, so as well as Frankie. And Jonathan Allen got him a sack on his old team. Preston Smith got him a sack as well. And Owens and Quan Martin combined for interceptions. Now, that was the Vikings game that we won. The Giants game that we won 21-10. We didn't throw no touchdowns, but we got an interception off a dart. Chris Rodriguez was the one that was running the ball mostly. Bill must have been hurt, but Chris Rodriguez got 2 touchdowns. Chris Moore had 3 receptions, 74 yards. Terry McLaurin back, 5 receptions, 61 yards. And Debo got him 4 receptions. Defensive side, Bobby Wagner leading tackle once again. And then Antonio Hamilton Sr. is really playing for a spot here. His name is coming up a lot. I know he plays nickel, so he's getting a lot of sacks, but his name is coming up a lot. And Preston Smith is really showing his veteran leadership, because he has been in that sack and tackle for a loss column these past few days. So it's good to see him there. And look, Antonio Hamilton with an interception and a pass deflection. He may have played himself into a contract with the team. All right, so now it's Eagles, Cowboys, and Eagles left. Let's check the standings and see how things are going. Colts are still number 1. Rams have moved to the number 1 spot. Panthers are still holding on to that 7th seed, trying to get into the playoffs. And we are now going to simulate this Eagles game before we get to the Cowboys. And we end up winning. We are winning way too many games. We trying to get a good draft position and we sit up here winning game after game. Now, Jalen Hurts threw an interception, but he threw 2 touchdowns and over 326 yards. Jaden Daniels got him a touchdown in. Bill ran 20 times for 62 yards, got him a touchdown. Nick McNichols got him a touchdown. When it comes to receiving, Terry with 4 catches, Debo with 5. Chris Moore got 2 and with a touchdown. You don't really see nothing much from Ben Sinnott. Nakobe Dean, I want to say he's on our radar for sure. I think he's going to be a free agent. And when we talk about replacing somebody at Mike linebacker, Nakobe Dean is definitely on my list. I love the fact to see that he got 15 tackles because he could definitely be with the team for sure. Everybody else, Jeremy Reeves got 8 tackles. Hamilton Sr. is right up there again. That boy's playing some football. Preston Smith, once again, 2 tackles for a loss. He's up there when it comes to sack. Deron Payne, you see him up there again. Mike Sandstro got him an interception. And then Darnell Savage and Reeves up there with pass deflections. So now we got the Cowboys, and then we'll end the season with the Eagles once again. All right, so week 7, playing the Cowboys. Let's see what happened here. We better not have got that win. Oh, and we lost 24-13. That's good because we are now currently 6-10. I wish that we was a different ranking because we have to see how it's going to start shaping up for that mock draft, because I really wanted us to have more of a higher position up on the draft, but we're going to make do with what we have. So Cowboys 13-24. Dak Prescott 2 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels a touchdown and an interception. Bill 16 carries for 60 yards, no touchdown. Debo 7 receptions, 118 yards. He had a game. George Pickens, Zach Ertz had 7 receptions for 45 yards and a touchdown. He had a big game. Defensive side, Bobby Wagner looked like he led everyone in tackles, followed by Mike Sandstro with 7. Bobby and Newton tackles for a loss. When it comes to sacks, Bobby Wagner even came in and got a sack with Deron Payne. And Damon Clark with an interception, pass deflections. Antonio Hamilton, once again, is right there. Like I said, I think that boy, he's played himself into a contract. We cannot go next season without Brian Kerrigan kind of liking what he's seeing from him. Playoff picture. This is look like what it's shaping up to be. I think AFC is playing for seeding. I don't think anyone will come in and out based off of what this is. So only thing that can be switched around, I think, is seeding. Seahawks and snuck back in, but that means that the Panthers could still be lingering around. So Seahawks may have to win it out to make sure that they make the playoffs. And let's go into the wild card as we go past this last game where we face the Eagles. Last game of the season. We beat the Eagles 21-14. Why? I mean, but you know what? Ryan Kerrigan is the guy. I don't see him as a tanker. I see him as the one that's going to set the tone and the momentum of going into the next season with a victory, and what better way of beating the defending champions, you know, in that final game of the season. All right, and let's see what happened that last game. Jaden Daniel had a touchdown. Jalen Hurts, he struggled, 166 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception. When it came to rushing, Saquon had 11 for 55. Bill had 16 for 44 and a touchdown. McLaurin had 4 receptions, 64 yards. Receiving, defensive side, Cooper DeJean went off. He had to be playing slot. But our closest leading tackles were Jeremy Reeves and Frankie Lavu. When it comes to tackles for a loss, Frankie Lavu once again, sacks, Lavu and Preston Smith. Mike Sandstro with the interception. And then we had a couple of deflections to end the season of where we at. So now we're going to take a look at the playoff bracket of how everything is set. Bills will face the Chargers. Kansas City will face the Patriots. Baltimore will face the Broncos, while Colts get the bye, well earned, a tough team. And then on the NFC side, Cowboys didn't even touch the playoffs after making those big trades. But anyways, you have Buccaneers and Seahawks, Rams and San Francisco, Green Bay and the Eagles, and Lions waiting on their next opponent. Some classic games coming up. Let's take a look at the mock draft because this is what's important to us. So, Giants are in line to get another edge rusher over there with that line. We might have to look at them to possibly bring in an edge rusher because these guys is going to be loaded if they go with Ruben Bain Jr. Jets look like they're going to go with Fernando Mendoza. Look like Justin Fields may be out. We all know Saints need a quarterback. Tyler Show is just not cutting it. So Dante Moore is the next person up. Raiders definitely need a receiver. That's their number one priority, especially trading Jacoby Myers over to the Jaguars. So Jordan Tyson is on their list. Caleb Downs, free safety for the Browns. TJ Parker is for the Titans, which means we may miss out on all our edge rushers. So I'm going to tell you like this. If Peter Woods fall to us because TJ Parker and Ruben Bain are gone, we will not be drafting Peter Woods. We will be drafting Jeremiah Love at pick 7 if he is available and don't move up in the mock draft. That's just exactly what we're going to do if those edge rushers are gone with what we need. So Josh Harris liked what he saw from Ryan Kerrigan. Ryan Kerrigan won some big games with the squad that he had. Josh Harris saw enough, and he will be keeping Ryan Kerrigan to move on as the head coach of this football team. All right, so we now going to go ahead and start filming through the playoffs and seeing how things shape up. The Bills beat the Chargers 26-7. Kansas City beat the Patriots 27-7, and Broncos upset Baltimore 30-13. That sets up the Colts to take on the Broncos, and the Bills in that classic game against Kansas City Chiefs. On the NFC side, Baker Mayfield gets it done against the Seahawks. San Francisco is back as they take on and beat the Rams, and Green Bay has done it. That defense was too much, and they beat the defending champions, the Eagles, which now leaves Lions to take on San Francisco. Green Bay head over into Tampa Bay to take on Baker Mayfield. All right. So now the next week, the Colts have defeated the Broncos by 3, and they're heading into the AFC Championship. And Josh Allen finally did it. He was able to beat Patrick Mahomes and take his team to the AFC Championship for a chance to finally make it into the Super Bowl. On the NFC side, Lions done it. They are back where they were supposed to be. They didn't make it to the NFC Championship last year due to us, the Commanders, beating them, but they were able to make it this year. And Baker Mayfield have taken the next step and beaten the Green Bay Packers to make it to the NFC Championship for a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. A lot of great storylines there. All right, so now we in Pro Bowl week to take a look at the Pro Bowl. And who's making it. On the NFC side, you look at Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones is there. Well, that was well deserved. What a resurrection career for him going to the Colts. Drake May, he had a great year. What he did with the Patriots. Taylor was hard to stop at running back. Henry is there. A-Chain. Bijan, McCaffrey, and Barkley. That's kind of like your main 3 guys. I'm surprised Gibbs didn't make it, but it's probably because Lions are probably going to the Super Bowl. Devontae Smith was the alpha there. Jackson Smith and Jigba, amazing season. Diggs made a great comeback with the Patriots. We already know what you're going to get from Jamar Chase. Enigma was huge with the Buccaneers, and he's definitely going to step in and take the mantle of what Mike Evans and his legacy he's leaving with the Buccaneers. McBride, Kelsey, we know what those guys going to do. Warren, rookie tight end for the Colts, made it to the actual Pro Bowl. The line, we don't have anybody there. We probably didn't have nobody make it to the Pro Bowl. But some good guys there. Josh Sweat, Danielle Hunter, Myles Garrett, Crosby, Same guys that you would see there for the most part. Mike linebacker, Landman, Brooks, Queen, Wilson, Zach Bunn is there. Let's see, Edmonds, Jalen Ramsey made Pro Bowl. Dean made Pro Bowl. Phillips, Jones, Petrie. There we go. Mike Sandstrom, those interception. He made the Pro Bowl. Congratulations to him. Well deserved. Our old Commanders mate Cameron Curl made the Pro Bowl. So we had Mike Sandstrom there. Good job, Mikey. And the playoffs. It will be Josh Allen finally has made it over the hurdle to get his team to the Super Bowl. And the Lions have constructed a team that has been Super Bowl ready under Dan Campbell for the past 2 years, and they have now made it. This is going to be a classic matchup between the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen and Jamar Gibbs and the Lions in the Super Bowl this year. All right, let's take a look. We got some yearly awards. Patrick Mahomes is most likely going to win MVP. Mike Vrabel is going to win Coach of the Year. And I like what Shane did with the Colts, but I think what Mike Vrabel was able to do with the Patriots with a less talented team, I think he definitely should have been up there for Coach of the Year. I'm pretty sure we don't have any guys up there for the NFC. At least for us, McCaffrey, I see Bijan is up there, Defensive Player of the Year. Brian Burns looked like he's going to get that on the NFC side. Ibuka is, I think, well deserved. If Dart wasn't hurt, Dart would probably get it what he was doing. I see you up there, Bill. Scatterbo definitely came in later half of the season before he got hurt and showcased. These guys up here, these guys up here, it was going to be a dog fight. Jalen Walker, great pickup for the Falcons, bringing him in. Nick, Xavier Watts is another guy that was pretty good. Hurts, best quarterback. McCaffrey, Devontae Smith. I could see AJ Brown being traded. Devontae Smith really set himself to be alpha of that team this year. We got Burns. I see Bobby Wagner up there, best linebacker. Mikey, there he is for best DB. And that's the yearly awards. So now it's time to go ahead and see who won the Super Bowl. And we're going to head into the offseason. This is where the fun starts. All right. And the Detroit Lions beat the Buffalo Bills to win their first Super Bowl championship. Jared Goff is the MVP. Pat Mahomes won NFL MVP. Mike Vrabel got Coach of the Year. Jonathan Taylor got Offensive Player of the Year. Brian Burns from the Giants got Defensive Player of the Year. Emeka Ibuka got Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Jalen Walker got Defensive Rookie of the Year. Congratulations to them. But for us, it's game time. It's time for us to get ready and see what we're going to do in the offseason. So Fernando Mendoza is still in the same spot. Ruben Bain, it looked like going to the Giants, and that's crazy after Brian Burns just won Defensive Player of the Year. And you're going to add him over there with Carter, Thibodeau, and all of those guys. Lawrence, looks like Saints are still looking at Dante Moore to bring him in. And Lenore Sellers then moved all the way up to, they're no longer looking for a wide receiver. They're looking to replace Geno Smith. That's big. TJ Parker is moved up to the Browns. That would be a deadly combination with him and Myles Garrett over there, which makes sense to give Cam Ward his receiver and Jordan Tyson. Caleb Downs is there at free safety. Peter Woods, Francis as a pass protector for CJ Stroud. Caden McDonald for that Brian Flores defense. And here we are. We didn't move down to 11, but guess what? I like Jamon McCoy, Tennessee, looking at him. But for some reason, where's Jeremiah Love? Jeremiah Love. He has moved down 15 spots, and I'm glad he did because we're still going to draft him. Now, if Jeremiah Love has moved down, we could possibly look at trading down if we feel like we can still get some extra picks back and still pick up Jeremiah Love. So we're just gonna have to see how we do when it gets to mock draft 5. And let's see if we have anybody retiring from the Commanders, and we do. Wise is out of here. That injury was enough for him. Bobby Wagner is hanging it up. He's done. Appreciate that. Preston Smith is hanging it up. Trent Scott, Tyler Ott, Chris Moore, Von Miller, Jeremy McNichols, Josh Johnson, George Fant, Sheldon Day, Robbie Chosen. All of these guys are retiring. We had a bunch of older guys on the team, so they're out of here. But in the meantime, it's time for Ryan Kerrigan to build up his staff, which is going to be very, very important with the success of this team. So we're going to get rid of, at the time, you could say Joe Witt, and we could say Cliff Kingsbury has went on to take his talents over to the college side. So now we got to replace these positions. So let's go ahead and look for an offensive coordinator and what's out there. Murphy here, he has 12 abilities unlocked, 9 play sheets unlocked. He has a little bit of development and scouting and offense. So we are going to bring in Rod Murphy as the offensive coordinator to this team. And then on the defensive side, we have Emmanuel Ortega here. Dan Quinn, we can definitely bring Dan Quinn back, but no, I think he deserves to be able to go out there and get him another shot. Aaron Glenn, I like Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn is a hard-nosed guy, well-known, 4 play sheets, 13 abilities unlocked. We can bring him in. We're going to bring in Aaron Glenn. He was fired from the Jets after 1 season. He needs a job. Why not bring him in? So, all right, so now we got our guys. So what we're going to do now is make sure that our team schemes match up. We're going to run New York Jets playbook because that's what Aaron Glenn will run. It has a little bit of 4-3, 3-4, 5-2. He's a 4-3 guy. So we're going to do a base 4-3 for this defense that we're bringing in. For the offense, what we're gonna do, we can run spread, but I'm looking more for, it's a few other teams, like we can try to go with Ben Johnson and what he runs with Chicago and that power run West Coast scheme. I think they have a similar style team with what they use with Swift, Caleb, DJ Moore, those guys, the tight end system. We might have to actually run Ben Johnson's system. Let's run that. We'll do that instead. So now that we went ahead and we got our coaches set up, now let's upgrade these players, and we're just gonna do a max upgrade. We're not gonna go through all of them. Mikey Sandstrom got a new ability unlocked. He is now a superstar. That is well deserved. So now all of those things are set up. It's time to re-sign some players. So Saints went ahead and signed Dan Quinn as a defensive coordinator, not as a coach. Saints signed Zach Parker. I think that was probably the biggest one that was out there was Dan Quinn. We wanted him to get another opportunity somewhere. I was thinking more of a head coaching position, but no, he got a defensive coordinator position with the Saints. So let's go ahead and start looking at this team, and we got $102 million in cap space. Marcus Mariota does not want to re-sign. His interest is low. He's 32 years of age. What he's asking for, $34 million total, is not something we're going to sign a backup quarterback. We can find somebody else. Chris Rodriguez, we can bring him back into the locker room if we want. But I'm going to go ahead and let him hit free agency, same way as Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler might need to think about retirement. We're going to roll with Bill because we have a feeling we're going to get Jeremiah Love on this team. That's the goal. Debo will hit free agency. We're going to let him. He has a little bit of interest, but none. Noah Brown don't have interest at all. Traylon Burke actually has interest, but let's take a look at his stats. So throughout that whole time, 14 receptions, 241 yards. I would let him hit free agency. And from there, if we feel like he's the best one available, then we'll go ahead and bring him back. Zach Ertz, he doesn't want to sign back. We're not going to bring him back. Definitely not Tyree Jackson. 56 overall is crazy. We knew Chris Paul was going to become a free agent. We knew we weren't going to sign him back. So that's another one we're going to let go. Here we got Lucas, and we know Andrew. We're going to let Andrew go for now. And if nothing else is in free agency to upgrade, we can always bring him back because his interest is still there. But we're going to give him a shot to go out in free agency. Drake Jackson doesn't want to come back. Jacob Martin don't want to come back. Jalen Holmes either. Eddie Goldman, we're going to let go. Like I said, my three main guys is Deron Payne, Newton, and Kinlaw. So we do need a Mike linebacker. Nakobe Dean is somebody on our list. We want to also see what else is out there. We also need to bring in somebody to help Frankie. He can't be the guy. And remember, we also need to bring in cornerback. Hamilton does not want to sign back, but I'm going to offer him a contract and see what happens, just because he played well, and see if he takes it. And he said no, he want to hit free agency. Jonathan Jones, 32, we're going to let him hit free agency. Noah, we might have to think about. I want to see what's out there. Savage, he doesn't want to come back. Jeremy Reeves, thank you for what you did on the team, but that's a no for me. And we need a kicker, and we need a punter. So based off of everything that we saw, you could tell we have a lot to do with this team. So we are now in free agency. This is where the fun starts. Khalil Mack is out there. Do we want to sign another aging right? Another edge? Probably not. So for us, the first week, we only can go after 3 players. That's the way I have it set up, just to give computer an opportunity to be able to go after players too. If we wanted to go and try to get a running back, Tyler Algier is out there, Rashad White is out there, Najee Harris, all of these guys, but it's a no for me right now. Like I said, I could try to bring in some of these guys if I want to, but I think I'm set on Jeremiah Love for right now, that I believe that we can bring in, long as his stock is stay hitting and down. Debo Samuel, someone he's not interested. I probably would love to bring in Robinson, but look like we'll have to overpay for him. Juju is out there. DeAndre Hopkins is out there. I mean, he'll be nothing more than a mentor, but we don't want to bring in Asian players. I actually like Elijah Moore. I think Elijah Moore will be a pretty good addition to the team. Or we can bring De'Ami Brown back in to the fold. But we do need to get better at this position. Jalen Coker is out there, Dotson, and there's Burt. So it's guys, but I like Moore. I think Moore can probably fit more of what we're trying to do with the team. I think he's very underrated in in some of the things that he can do. So I probably would rather bring him in. So let's give him a 2-year. He's not expensive. Tight end. And our boy is there, Isaiah Likely. He does not want to sign with us. He's not interested, but we might have to pour some money out to get him. So let's see. He's somebody I'm willing to. And Rams is the other person in the league, but Isaiah Likely, like I said, I spoke about him. He's someone I definitely want to bring in. Let's look at these edge rushers, because it's somebody we definitely need. Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips is another player, 27 years old. He doesn't seem like he wants to come here, but it might be somebody else that we might have to be willing to overpay for. And I'm willing to do it. 2-year. Let's go 9.5, 38 million. Is that enough to bring him in the building? No, I don't know what charges is offering this man. Let's do 10, 40 million. We won't be able to match their prices. Maybe a 3-year. Would he do that? No. So whatever charges is offering him, he's not budging on it. So we're not gonna be able to bring him in. Do we bring in Khalil Mack? I mean, what is Khalil Mack asking for? He's asking for 20 million for 1 year. We did the same thing kind of with Von Miller. Did it work out for us? Not too much. We have Joshua Uche as well. He's 27. He is asking for 1 year, 7 million. I like that a lot better. Khalil Mack doesn't have any offers. Uche doesn't have any offers. So we can come back and circle the block for him. Comes to linebacker. There's Nakobe Dean. Another, he got one interest. We would have to overpay to bring him in. It's Barton. Who else is here? We got Barnes, Jack Sanborn, who's 26. There's not much out here when it comes to this, but we do have to get better at this position. You got Logan Wilson. We can bring him in. He's a star. He's age 30. What is he asking for? He's only asking for 1 year. It's another veteran guy. He fits our scheme of what we're trying to do. We might have to bring him in. He doesn't have an offer yet as well. Let me check cornerback because we don't want to miss out on the cornerback market. So you have Darius Slade, which is older, 35. We wouldn't bring in Kobe Durant, Roberson, Kendall Fuller. We can bring back as that veteran presence. Who can definitely play the slot if we need him to play the slot. And Alontae Taylor is there, 27, 95 speed. He definitely wants to come here, 76 overall, and he also doesn't have any. Let's go with Logan. Let's bring Logan in. So those are 3 people so far. We're gonna bring them in, and then we're gonna go after the rest. We gotta have a strong free agency before the draft to kind of fill a lot of holes for this team. All right, so mock draft for Peter Woods then moved all the way up to number 1 for DT. That moved Fernando Mendoza down to the Giants. If Madden picked him, the logic wouldn't make sense for them to bring him in when they got Jackson Dart, but I don't know. Ruben Bain has moved down for Mateo has moved up 30 from Oregon as an edge rusher. People are moving down, and David Bailey has moved up to us 26 spots. That's crazy. I'm just not believing it. And I know Jeremiah Love didn't move into the second round. If he did, we're gonna trade our picks out. We're gonna trade our picks. We're gonna trade back for sure, because that's very, very interesting. All right, so let's get back to these free agents. So for us, we're not looking at halfback. Did we get our guy? Moore is in. We got Moore. Did we get Likely? It looks like the Panthers are battling us. So we're going to have to offer a little bit more money for Likely. Oh, that's not going to cut it. Okay. What did we offer him before? Can we do 36 million? We can't really go no higher than that. I'm going to go 6.5, 6. What the hell? The Jets is offering him, but he's 26 years old, so he could be worth it. I mean, Jets probably gonna get him because I just can't see myself overpaying that much for him. As much as I want him, I really want Isaiah Likely, but if not, we might have to be in the trading business to try to bring somebody in, because I'm not spending that much money on him for sure. But we're going to keep it there to see. Isaac is still there. Isaac is someone that fits our team. He looks like he want to come here 1 year. He's 32 years of age. Somebody that we can definitely bring in for sure to help protect and get better at that position. Right guard, we're good. Right tackle, we have to look at for sure. For us, we missed out on Braden Smith, but that's okay. Trent Brown is there. Colton is there. Jeremiah is there. Evan Neal is there too. That's crazy. Evan Neal is there. I'm gonna keep an eye on Evan Neal. I don't understand why it just didn't work out. But for us, we might have to bring Andrew back. Andrew knows the team. He's cheaper. He's a bridge player. Let's bring Wally back. We're gonna bring Wally back. All right, so we set there. Now we got to go to these edge positions because that's what did they pay him? 2 years, 17 million. I feel like that's close to what we was trying to pay him, right? And he didn't want to come to us, but that's cool. So we are going to go after, but this one is different because this cap hit. So we're gonna bring Joshua Uche in. I'll get the lines of after him. Let's move it up a little bit. Why we gotta sit up here and battle the Giants? I mean the Lions. I mean, Lions are Super Bowl champions. All right. That's the best I can do. If you want to go to the Lions, you just gonna have to go to the Lions. That's the best I can do. All right, we got Logan Wilson, brought him in. Let's go look at cornerback. We said we was gonna bring Alontae Taylor in, but let's take a look at strong safety. We got Quentin Lake out there. Fuller, go ahead and go get Alontae Taylor before he's gone. All right, so that's another 5. I think we're doing good in free agency so far. The rest, we're gonna start filling out the team because now it's unlimited when it comes to free agency. We got 54 million left, so it's time to go get our guys. So first, we need someone to back up our guy, and why not Anthony Richardson? No one is going after him. We can offer him a 1 year, $4 million contract if he wants to come. When it comes to halfback, we want to look for the guys that didn't get offered. Aaron Jones is still there. No one offered him. We can give him a 1 year, $3 million. Definitely bring him in. This is what the fun part is when no one is offering these guys. I like Wandale Robinson, star player, 25, 81. Why not? Why not? I think he'll be a great addition, even though he don't want to come here. But I think we can wing him from the Browns. We couldn't get Isaiah Likely from the Jets. They offered him a 3-year. The motivations was there because we offered him more money. He just didn't want to come. So for us, we just have to kind of go with what is left and who will fit. Tyler Conklin is there. No offense. We can bring back Zach Ertz if we want to. Let's bring in Luke. 1 year. All right. And then we need someone to back up our guy Laramie Tunsil, so we can bring in possibly Andreas Pete, or what we'll probably end up doing is move. We got Isaac. We'll probably move Connery around to that side. Evan Neal is someone I have my eye on. I'm surprised he was still there. Let's try to bring him in. Giants was trying to get him back, but I think we can move him around on the line too. We got Wally back. We do need to do something else with the edge. We got Chasen out there, 6'3", 245. We can bring in, but we can also bring in Charles. And we just bringing in a lot of guys on a 1 year deal. We good at DT. We got Uche. I'm good with what we brought in with him, and I can't talk. We got Uche. We got Logan Wilson. I do want to try to bring in another person, and I like Harris. I like Harris a lot. That one only cost us $5 million. He's a 90 speed pass coverage guy. That'll be good to bring in. Did we get Alontae? We got Alontae Taylor, brought him in. Only other thing that we need to do now is look at a strong safety. Peppers is gone. Isaiah Simmons, somebody else that I definitely like. We can bring him in to play that strong safety. We need a kicker. We can bring in Will. Let's bring in Stout. All right, and let's see if we let's see if we built this team up where it needed to go. We went 7-10, so we got to do some private workouts. But let's take a look at this roster and see what we brought in. All right, so we got Jaden Daniels. Anthony Richardson is his backup. Welcome to the team. You got another shot, big dog, to just kind of sit and learn. We did get Aaron Jones in, who will be a good third down back. Krosky Merritt is there just in case we don't get Jeremiah Love, but Jeremiah Love is the person we're looking at. We got Elijah Moore. We didn't get our other guy, Wandale Moore, which sucks. I would have definitely liked to bring him in. We got some depth here, but Sennett is going to be the guy. We got Tunsil. We brought in Isaac, which was big. We got Sam. We got Evan Neal, which we can move around and do different things. He went ahead and signed with us. And I think Connery, I'm going to move to left tackle to learn and be behind Tunsil. Still got Dorrance Armstrong, who is still out, but we brought in Charles from the Chiefs. Pretty solid player, can definitely step in the role of Dorrance Armstrong. We got Joshua Uche to kind of be that next person. I think he can be a good edge and rush the passer. We brought in Logan Wilson to take the spot of Bobby Wagner. I think he's a better coverage guy than what Bobby Wagner was. We got Frankie Lavu, but we also brought in Christian Harris to help with, like, Frankie Lavu hand is in the dirt. Christian Harris can definitely play sub linebacker with his speed and his ability to go out there and cover. We got Lattimore, Sandstrill, Amos, and we brought in Alante Taylor. I think that was big to bring him into this cornerback group because these three guys is probably going to be it. We probably also going to look at somebody in the draft to bring in at cornerback, Quan Martin, and we got Isaiah Simmons that we brought into the team, and we got our kicker, and we got our punter. We already got trade offers. I don't want to hear it. Let's go do some private workouts, people. So halfback. We looked at Bryson Washington just in case we miss out on Jeremiah Love. Bryson Washington is a first to second round type of player. If not, we're also looking at Fletcher, but we do want to continue to look at these receivers and see who is out there. Surratt ended up being a day 3 guy, so we're going to have to look a little bit deeper of what is possibly there. You have Zachariah Branch we can look at. He's 5'10" from Georgia. Who else can we look at? Maybe Deuce Robinson. Most of these guys probably won't be there. That's why we're looking so deep down the line. We got Baron Brown from LSU. We could take a look at him. Some of them LSU guys be slept on. Keon Sadiq, I really like him. I don't think he's going to be there when it comes down to it. He's a first or second round talent from Oregon, but he's a beast, but he's not going to be there. He's going to get picked up quick. Let's go back to edge. Parker's and them is going to be gone. You got Falk. Best thing we can do is kind of come down here and look a little bit further. You got Tyreek Sapp there. So we looked at Takario Davis. He is a second, third round type of talent. So we could possibly win with him, bringing him in. Who else? Let's look at Emmanuel Neal. Then third and fourth round, we can look at Will Lee. And that's what we do. So now we got a few more players that we looked at, and now we're going to be able to head into the draft. This is where we're going to look, and we're going to have to see with that final draft, with that final look, that we might have to be able to, we might have to trade. We might have to trade down. All right, so looking at the board here, Jeremiah Love is down. I'm going to keep my eye on him, and we're going to see how things shape up. But like I said, Jeremiah Love is somebody that we might have to trade. We might have to trade down if we feel like we can get a better pick for him. So the Jets is going with Peter Woods at DT. They definitely needed to replace Quinnen Williams, who was traded to Dallas. So that's their guy that they're bringing in. And Giants did not bring in Fernando Mendoza, and they did. And I just don't get it because you have Jackson Dart. I just don't get the logic that Madden has on here sometimes. Saints went and got Dante Moore. Raiders brought in Lenore Sellers, which was big. I think they are pretty much out on Geno Smith. Browns went and got TJ Parker to be on the other side of Myles Garrett, which is going to be a beast. And Titans went and got Reuben Bain Jr. We knew we weren't going to get any of those edge rushers where we were. So that's that. Dolphins went and got Caleb Downs, and that's interesting because they have Mika Fitzpatrick on the team. Bears went and got Mateo from Oregon, another edge that's off the board to go over there in Chicago. A DT, Caden McDonald, is now going to the Texans. And then Vikings went and got their right tackle. And now it's on us. And we're going to have to go and take a look here, because looking at it with these guys, I think that we can trade down. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I want to get multiple picks. I want to see if we can still sneak a wide receiver in and still go and get Jeremiah Love. So let's trade a pick away. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and trade back and get the 25th pick and the 57th pick. This might be the dumbest move that I can do on this game, but I'm going to do it and let the chips fall where they may. Let's see where it helps, because now we have a second round pick that we didn't have, which can help us. So let's see. Was San Francisco. San Francisco went and got Terrell at cornerback. Bengals went and got a cornerback. They got McCoy. Cardinals went and got a right tackle. They got Spencer. Cowboys went and got an edge. They got Dennis. Carson Beck coming in from Miami went to the Steelers. All right, we still in the clear, y'all. AJ Harris, cornerback. Caden Proctor to the Browns. Isaiah World to the Seattle Seahawks. We still in the clear. DJ McKinney to the Eagles. They definitely like their cornerbacks. Caden Green, left guard to the Ravens. We getting down to the wire now, y'all. Anthony Hill Jr., Mike linebacker, the best Mike linebacker in the draft, goes to the Chargers. Wagner, right tackle, to the Rams. And did we pull it off, y'all? We pulled it off. We are going to pick our guy, Jeremiah Love. I just feel like we can't play around with it. I do not believe we need a wide receiver for sure. I think it'll come across, but we just cannot pass up on Jeremiah Love. He's there sitting for the taking. We played our hand well. He runs a 4.27. Vertical jump, he's second. Elite speed, elite jumping, decent change of direction, great agility, elite acceleration. We got to draft this guy. And he's an A. Jeremiah was ranked number 2 on the True Value board, and we drafted him at 25. Great job, Brian Kerrigan and the Commanders, on what they did bringing in their guy. We did it, y'all. We did it. And we got a second round pick in the process. Good job. All right, so let's go ahead and finish out the first round. I just want to see who comes off the board for what's coming up. Aaron Graves, TJ Allen. And then this is the final end of the first round. They got Malik Muhammad. So now we got pick 57, which is good because we didn't have a pick at all when it came to the second round. So we just gonna go ahead and advance to the next user pick. And here we are. So taking a look at here, Tyson is off the board. Tate is off the board now. Strong safety. Thieneman is off the board. Who else that I'm looking at? Falk is off the board. Sonny Styles. So we can still get a good pick here. And if we make a home run, do y'all see it? Do y'all see that I was talking about Keon Sadiq and he is sitting right here for me? He's sitting right here for me. I mean, I'm like a kid in a candy store right now. Now, Keon Sadiq, like I said, great speed, great jumping. I mean, we didn't get Isaiah Likely, but this man has A, awareness, A, catching traffic, B, catching, B, pass block. What are we even talking about? What we even talking about? B minus, B minus. So we done got Jaden Daniels some weapons here. We surely did. And now back to regular schedule programming where we have our pick to where we are. And now we can kind of look, if we want to, look at receiver. But there's some cornerbacks that's still out there too for the taking that we can look at right now. Here's Jeremiah Wilson from Florida State, running a 4.4. He has good change of direction, great jumping, good speed, elite agility, elite acceleration. He has A in catching. He has B tackling, D man coverage, D player recognition. Something to look at. We have who is Sierra Wright. This guy here is about a 4.3, good speed, great jumping, elite agility, pretty good acceleration. He's just injury prone. Here we did scout Emmanuel that I like. It seems like he's a fit as well, strong safety. He runs a 4.5. He's top 10 in a lot of things. Great at jumping, solid speed, B awareness, B block, B catching, B finesse, B hit power, B A injury, play recognition, stamina, tackle. We need to get better at this position. We have to bring him in. And he's a C. But I like his intangibles. I like everything that he had. As somebody that we was able to add to that strong safety room, because the other guys that's there is just guys that I don't really like. So we didn't have nothing in the fourth round. So next round we have a fifth pick, and this is where we just have to kind of find those diamonds now. And look at this. Remember we took a look at Baron Brown. He's a second. This boy ran a 4.2. Shout out to my scouting team. This boy run a 4.2. Elite acceleration, great agility, elite change of directions, elite jumping, elite speed. Shout out to my scouting crew. How you not bring them in? Welcome to I told you about them LSU receivers, and there you go. He's a B plus. Welcome to the Washington Commanders. We are drafting our ass off today. 6th round, 11 pick. Let's see what's out there. Who is this? This is DeMonte Capelhart. Seems like he's pretty decent. B awareness, A impact blocking, B play recognition, C tackle. Let's go ahead and bring him in. If he's at least a C, I'm cool with that. C minus. C minus. I'm good with that. All right, so now pro day, we could probably find a extra fast cornerback. Burks is out there still right here. Like I said, we'll probably run across an extra fast cornerback. He's the fastest cornerback in the draft. B catching, C play recognition, B tackle. Why not? Another C minus. Another C minus. Hey, we drafting today. We are drafting today. Last pick of the draft. And maybe we can bring somebody in on the defensive line. So let's take a look here. We'll just go here. Let's bring him in. If he's C, I'm cool. C plus. C plus. We drafted today, y'all. We drafted today. I'm feeling real good about where the team is going to end up and what we're heading into the season with. I'll keep them trade offers. So trade recap. Let's take a look here. And Jeremiah Love is already at 81. Great pick. Kean Sadiq is already going to be this starter at tight end, coming right in. Emmanuel McNeil, 71. Baron Brown is a 72 with a 99 speed, people. 99 speed. We didn't found a gem in the draft. DeMonte is a 69. Hezekiah is a 69. And Grayson is a 66. I like what we have here. So now let's take one final look of what our final roster is going to be going into preseason, which is with Jaden Daniels, Anthony Richardson. Let's go ahead and change that number. He's not rocking number 6. He can't rock number 5 because it's Jaden Daniels' number. I give him 8. You could take number 8. Jeremiah Love, Krosky, Aaron Jones, Edmonds, and Donovan Edwards. That is very interesting. Like I said, but what we got in Jeremiah Love, he is about to tear the league up. He's already coming in at a 81 overall. For our receiver, we got Terry, we got Elijah Moore. Let's go ahead and switch his number. We'll give Elijah probably number 6. And we got Jalen Lane. Luke McCaffrey is back. And then we got the rookie Baron Brown from LSU. And LSU boys, they normally get those lower tier numbers. They don't really be in the 80s like that. Number 10. And don't let the wide receiver room fool you, right? Because, I mean, yeah, you have Terry the vet, you have Elijah Moore, but these guys could be effective. We got speed on the field for sure. Playmakers for what we need to do. So I'm not tripping about that. Tight end, Kean Sadiq, definitely love him being there. Ben Sinnett, Luke Shoemaker. Those are 3 tight ends. Left tackle, we got Laramie Tunsil. We got Isaac there. We got Tyler. We got Cosme. And what we're going to do is switch some things up. So we're going to move Josh Connerly over to the left tackle position. All right, that's perfect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take Evan Neal and we're going to put Evan Neal over into the right tackle position. And just like that, we got depth at our line. So here we go. Tunsil, Connery, Isaac, Tyler, Sam, and we got Neil and we got Wiley. And Neil can possibly get the starting role on his team as well on that right side. Here we got Dorrance Armstrong, who is still out. We got Javante, who is back. We got Charles, who is going to start the season. And then on this side, we got Joshua, and then we got DeMarcus Walker, we got Payne, we got Newton, we got Kinlaw, we got our rookie DeMonte, and Grayson here. And then Mike linebacker, we got Logan Wilson, we still got Jordan McGee there, we got Frankie LaVue, we brought in Christian Harris on the team. My DB room, Marshawn Lattimore still, Mike Sandstrill, Trey Amos. We brought in Alontae Taylor. We got Trey Hawkins. We got Rush, and then we got Hezekiah Masses as the rookie that we brought in, who will probably move up on the depth chart. We'll see what's going to happen with those other guys. We got Quan Martin. We got Isaiah Simmons. Let's change his number. He normally wears number 19. Maybe I give him 26 if it's there, which it is, but I know he wears 19. So we'll give Isaiah number 19. We got Percy, we got Will Harris, we got Emmanuel, and we got Tyler Owens on the team now. We got our kicker, we got our punter, We are good to go, y'all. We are looking good. I'm happy with how the roster is constructed. And we are set for next season. Don't let the overall fool you right now. Yes, we're 82 overall as a team. Our offense is 84, defense is 82. But I believe this team has the ability to grow. All right, so yep, we all set for the next season. We're gonna stop it right here. We look good. I feel good of what we're gonna do and what we're gonna be able to what we're gonna be able to do with this Commander season. I like what the rookies we have. Jeremiah Love is gonna probably be the #1 person on this team that kind of take us where we need to go and take a lot of pressure off of Jaden Daniels. So I can't wait for episode 1. Well, this is kind of episode 1, mainly like the off season, but pretty much starting the season at preseason with this new team under Ryan Kerrigan as the new head coach. Make sure you smash that like button if you want to see more of this franchise. Like I said before, this is going to let me know that you like what you're seeing. The more likes you get, the more I know that you want to see this content, and the more I'm going to keep it coming. I want to thank you for tuning in with the final drive. Until next time, y'all, salute.